Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here tonight on Tuesday, December 2nd with Nathan. And if you guys do not subscribe to his channel, make sure you subscribe. It's right there. And we are here to recap Happily Ever After Tell All Part 4. Hi, Nathan. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Mary. Thank you so much for having me. I had a great time the last time I was here. I'm so glad to be
Yes. We had a party the last time you were here with Uncle Marco. That,
Yes,
that
we
that
did.
was a lot of fun.
That was.
Yes, Uncle Marco is quite a character. I love him to death.
It was.
So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And Nathan is a fellow content creator that covers 90 Day and stuff. So we're just going to talk about the Happily Ever After Part 4 and how happy we are the season is over, right?
Right. So glad that it's over.
Me and Nathan were just talking about right before I went live on how it seems like Happily Ever After is like 3 times as long as the other spin-offs, even though they're pretty much the same amount of episodes. For some reason, a Happily Ever After always seems like it's 3 times longer.
It does. And it doesn't need to be dragged out this much because, and me and Mary were just talking, I guess the tell-all was supposed to be 5 parts, but
Yes,
then Tiger Lily and Adnan were cut out and everything. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, why is this particular spin-off like the most? I don't
I
get it.
know. I know. I guess, well, usually with this particular spin-off, it's kind of like the same couples that we've seen over and over. Like the past Happily Ever After was Angela and Ed and all, and now it's just like the same sort of couples. So I guess for Happily Ever After, they like extend
hmm
everything so they get the maximum exposure.
hmm
You know what I mean? I don't know, but so what was the highlight of the tell-all of the 4 parts? Was there a particular highlight for you?
The particular highlight for me was definitely part one when the whole Gina Jasmine thing, Natalie and Dana Michelle thing. That was that was intense.
Yes, that was intense. That was intense. Natalie getting into Jasmine's face,
hmm
demanding respect, basically.
hmm
Like you go, girl.
Telling her poor excuse of a woman and everything, and then
Yes,
Gina's nephew saying, "What do you call her? Manipulative
manipulative succubus.
succubus."
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes, yes. It's all true, though. It's all true.
Yes. But
Okay,
I tell you what though,
we have a
bring
question for you, Nathan. What is your opinion on Dana?
uh you know my opinion on Dana, they're fine to be friends with Jasmine. There's no rule that says you can't be friends with somebody. I'm fine with that, but I don't like how, I mean, he didn't really get a good edit, but I don't like how he just like betrayed his own cousin like that. You don't he going back to the to his birthday party when they invited Jasmine, when they knew that Gina was bringing Natalie, that was just a setup for failure right there. So,
Yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And I feel like that they set that up as a trap, you
hmm
know, and it's really messed up because the whole thing could have been avoided by just not inviting Jasmine. Like, really, you had to invite Jasmine,
right.
So yeah, I agree with you in that. And my highlight was Betty and Ron finding out that they're going to be grandparents.
Yeah, that was I was about to say that too. That was
You couldn't find
that.
a happier set of people.
That was beautiful, and you know what? For happily ever after, that's the stuff I want to see
Right.
instead of
Right.
all this unnecessary drama. I want to see the happiness, like and baby announcements and stuff, parents' reaction, grandparents' reaction, stuff like that. Because that was
Right.
beautiful.
Exactly. Yes, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And actually, Guillermo was another highlight for me
MVP,
because MVP. He stood
MVP.
calm. He was respectful. Never
hmm
character. Even when he was being silly, he still was respectful.
He
You know,
was.
kept kept in his character.
Yep.
You know,
Yep. He,
so
I feel like he's too good for Kara. he
yeah,
he's too good
yes,
for Kara.
yes, yes,
He's
yeah,
Guillermo is like I saw the thing. Guillermo and Brandon were the two nicest guys throughout the whole thing.
yes, yes. I mean, Brandon is a little bit too nice, in my opinion. I feel like that he lets Julia use him as a doormat sometimes.
Hmm. Yeah, he does.
I see questions about whether or not Julia's had the baby. I'm pretty sure she's had the baby by now, but they're probably keeping it on the wraps for now. You know how like Jasmine didn't announce until a month after she gave birth. So I believe that Julia and Brandon will probably have a baby announcement soon. Julia has been posting to her stories that her parents are here for Christmas. So I'm assuming, everybody's here and celebrating the baby. So we'll see when she makes an announcement.
Yeah.
Um, okay, this is what for this part 4. I really feel it was unnecessary because it was just circling back to the Florida couples.
Hmm.
I mean, and I feel like that whole segment was just unnecessary. You know what I
It,
mean?
it was, and because when they circled back to them, they were supposed to really just go through the Florida couples individually. Now you remember you seen with Lauren and Lexi, Sean had asked Lauren about a falling out that she had with her mother, and
Yes.
Lauren wouldn't answer that. And I even said on when I did my review on it, Lauren didn't have she don't have to answer that particular question because that's between her and her mother. I get
Right.
that part,
Right.
but what they could have done is just talked about how Lauren and Lexi are doing as a couple. Do they want to have more kids? Like, are y'all fighting outside of the drama with Jovi and Yard and Elizabeth Von
Right.
Andre?
Exactly.
Hmm.
They didn't focus on their individual drama. They just focused on the group drama. And
Hmm.
the only couple I would say that they kind of focused on their individual drama was Yara and Jovi,
Hmm.
because Yara got so upset when they, flashed back to that night when Jovi made that comment about her looks.
Hmm.
So that's when the focus kind of went on like a personal, individual
Right.
problem in the couple as opposed to the group drama, which
Right.
I could give a shit about the group drama.
Yeah, me either. Me either. At this point.
Yara being so upset and hearing why and hearing how she's been to therapy and therapy hasn't helped and she can't let go of this trauma and everything behind that. I'm more interested in that
Right. Me too.
than this whole group shit.
Me too. Me too. And and I Jovi is really nonchalant. I notice when he comes to stuff like that, he'll say like some of those like really below the belt things and just act
Yeah,
like it's not a big deal. Like, dude,
right.
that's your what you can't say, oh, Yar's pictures in the past look terrible. Oh, but you're beautiful now.
Oh, I know. What were you thinking, Jovi?
Like, right, what are we doing?
And listen, I don't like to make fun of anybody's looks, but Jovi,
Meter.
you need to look in the mirror, okay? Like, you know.
And one thing I mentioned this too. One thing I was a little bothered by, you know, it was in last week's episode when Jasmine told Yara she's a 10 and Jovi's a 3.5. Now, it may on the surface it may seem funny, but after looking back on it, I was actually for a moment I felt really bad for Jovi because who are we to comment on somebody's look saying, oh, like just okay, you complimented my partner, thank you, but you insulted me
Right, exactly.
and everything. I even had that personally happen. I had a friend tell me that my girlfriend's beautiful, but I'm ugly and everything. Like what are we like? I just feel like that's
Come on.
just really disrespectful. So,
It is very disrespectful. And Jasmine, of all people, shouldn't be judging others
mm-hmm,
because Jasmine is a 0.0001 on the inside and the outside
mm-hmm.
to me. Okay, so Jasmine is not one. And what that was another thing. What is up with Jasmine giving Yara relationship advice? of all people.
Yeah, no.
I would not take relationship advice from Jasmine,
Yeah,
please.
none whatsoever.
Oh my goodness. Yes. So, yes, Jasmine is the last one to talk about somebody's looks.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And
Yes.
I'm glad that Guillermo said something about that. He was like, how are we just gonna insult somebody instead of just helping instead of helping?
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, we start off actually with Jasmine and Matt still outside arguing. And Gino, stumbles out because the last time we saw him, he was stumbling up the stairs. So he managed to stumble back down the stairs and outside somehow.
Oh, Gino.
and he's just kind of out there just looking at them. And
Hmm.
Jasmine's like, "What do you want?" He's like, "Why are you crying?" You know that he
He low key still loves Jasmine.
yes, he does. Loki still loves her. He was being nosy. He was
Hmm.
drunk off his ass. He wanted to see what was going on. He's just too much. And then it just turned into this whole telenovela type feel, and Matt's like standing there looking at them
Hmm.
like what is this?
Yeah, they started talking about the weather. Jasmine saying, "Oh, it's cold out now." Didn't you say the tele was filmed in June?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
It's cold in June.
Yes. It's cold in Jersey in June. Yes. I don't know. I don't get it, but yeah. So Matt and Jasmine head off to the hotel.
Hmm.
Calls them scumbags, goes back into the house.
Pointless. Pointless.
What did you think of the next day when Lauren tells him, "Listen, I know Jasmine is still in love with you. I know Jasmine is still in love with you, Gino. Listen to me, Gino."
Actually, Loki, I agree with Lauren because I mean, Jasmine keeps going back and forth. She's playing both Gino and Matt,
Right.
and I do think that she still like really does like love Gino and everything. I don't think that they're gonna. I don't think she loves him to the point where that she really wants him back like that. But I do think that there's still unresolved feelings there on both sides, and you could just tell basically because now Matt is getting the Gino treatment, and he's starting to notice that.
Oh,
So
yes, he is.
so, so yeah, I agree. I do agree with Lauren. I do think she's still like in love with him, but not to the point where she wants him back.
No, not at all. I think she's just in love with him for the convenience, for the convenience that Gino brings to her. Because I don't know what she later revealed about Matt and his mother having a Romanian woman
Lined up.
waiting on the sidelines, and he wasn't, technically single when they first started hooking up. That he was, in a relationship
Hmm.
with another woman, and Jasmine, Jasmine, please, please.
And she's starting to make rules for Matt now. He didn't ask to be in this open marriage. Uh,
No, he didn't.
he didn't ask. She asked him, and you don't come in and even though I don't agree with the open marriage thing, you don't come in and tell me what I can do. Oh, you have to be single. I'm like, you're not single. You're still married, and you
Thank you. He's like,
like I swear people are weird
I
when it
had
comes to stuff
specific
like
rules. And it's like, Jasmine, you were the married one
that.
pursuing something on the side. How do you have specific rules for your affair?
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Jasmine, Jasmine really likes to justify her actions. Like
In
she really,
every single way.
and she makes it. When she justifies, it, she makes it sound like it's all okay and stuff and everything. And then one minute she's like, "Oh, I take accountability for messing up," but then she still does stuff.
And then she makes you seem crazy for not accepting
Exactly.
her reasoning. And it's like,
Hmm.
no, Jasmine, your reasoning is crazy.
Hmm. It is crazy.
Yeah, she's Yes, yes, yes. It is getting more and more ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree. It is getting
It
more
is.
and more ridiculous. And yes, Jasmine knew she was the best Gina will get, but Matt, different story. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because Matt could replace her in a second.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I actually, you know, originally I didn't wasn't a fan of Matt, but I do think that he might be a little bit better fit for Jasmine. He's doing more for Jasmine than Gino did, and
Right.
I do think that Matt is a good fit for Jasmine because he really does love her and everything, but she clearly doesn't love him, even though they just had a baby together. But I realized watching throughout the season and throughout the tell that yeah, Matt is really like he will do everything he can for Jasmine, but and all the stuff that he's doing all the stuff that Gina was supposed to do, but Jasmine still is just not buying it.
Yeah. Jasmine, it's just, she seems to me to be the type of person who is just never grateful for what they have and always wants more,
Hmm.
is always looking for more. And when they attain more, they're still not happy. They want more,
Right.
and Jasmine seems like that type of person
Hmm.
because, Gino, for all of his faults, in my opinion, Gino showed that he really loved her.
Hmm.
Gino spent a shitload amount of money on her,
Hmm.
brought her here, married her. Like he said, if he didn't want to marry her, why would he have brought her here and gone
Right.
through all that?
Hmm.
He didn't want to marry her.
Right.
So I'm not saying Gino was perfect either,
Hmm.
because Gino does have his faults,
Right.
but Jasmine was just, in my opinion, Gino was never going to be enough for her.
Never. Never.
No matter what he did, he was never going to be enough. So, yeah, Shy. Well, actually, Dana commented on my last video, maybe about 2, 3 weeks ago, apologizing for all of the horrible things he has said to me. So hopefully, maybe I'll be able to sit down with him and we have a nice conversation.
I would love to see that.
Oh yeah, me too. I would love to see that. I would love to see that, but we'll see.
Hmm.
We'll see. So, okay. NYCDNP says, wait, how is Matt doing more for Jasmine?
I feel like I feel like Matt's making more of the effort to like well one he's giving her that affection that Gina wasn't giving her. I know that and Gina was what he always said that oh well we fight too much so he lost that attraction to her. Now Jasmine might fight all the time but he's still giving her that attraction to her and stuff and everything. And I do think like behind the scenes I do think that Matt like will try to get like the paperwork to try to will focus more on that paperwork to try to get her kids over here that she was complaining that Gina couldn't do, even though I wish they made that more of a priority, obviously, because we always say, "Oh, what about her kids in Panama and everything?" But I do think Matt behind the scenes is like doing, like focusing more on that than.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, he gave her a home and a baby. Matt and
Oh,
Jasmine
baby.
recently bought a home together.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she complains every 5 minutes about him on her Facebook and Instagram, right?
I one minute they're like lovey dovey on it and the cooking and stuff. Next minute, like she's saying, "Oh, you see why I didn't want to be with him and everything."
I know.
I just don't really I don't get her. I don't understand.
See, I've learned from some cast members in prior seasons that Jasmine, she lives in time with the episodes that are on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's mad at Matt on TV, then
Mm-hmm.
she's mad at him in real life, like
Right.
on her social media.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that they could be, everything could be rainbows and butterflies, she'll act like she's mad at him.
Mm-hmm. I noticed that.
You know what I mean? It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's enough to make your head spin. It's enough to give you whiplash.
Mm-hmm.
It is craziness. It is craziness. Yes, yes. She cannot bring her kids over because allegedly she doesn't have custody of them, and her husband actually wants it. Okay, from what I understand from my sources, Fiancé is her stepson.
Hmm.
Okay, Fiancé is her first husband's son from a prior marriage. She came into his life when he was like 6 to 8 months old.
Hmm.
Fiancé considers her a mom, but she's not. She's his adopted mom. I mean, his stepmom. Okay, and then JC, the younger one that has special needs,
Hmm.
Jasmine signed over rights to her mom to take care of him. And because of his special needs, Jasmine's mom signed over the rights to a family friend who is equipped to take care of JC.
Oh wow.
Okay, so technically, Jasmine doesn't even have legal custody of either one of her sons.
Oh.
And when someone asked Jasmine's ex husband on Facebook if he knew anything about a comment that Jasmine made that she was working on bringing her sons here so they
Hmm.
could all be reunited, her ex husband said that he had no knowledge of what she was talking about.
Oh. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, Mary Pants posted it on Instagram. So
Cut
basically,
out.
he was like, I have no clue.
Hmm.
So Jasmine is full of shit. And I keep saying this too. If she was so worried about her children being included on the visa application, she made sure that whatever paperwork she needed for Coco, her dog, was included with the visa, because there are certain things that you need to include if you're going to bring a dog into the United States. So
Hmm.
she made sure Coco had the shots. She made sure Coco had the vet certificate. Whatever paperwork Coco needed, she made sure that was all in line, but not for her own children.
Hmm. Priorities.
I don't know exactly priorities. And she actually showed her priorities in the house when her and Matt were arguing, and she turned to Gino and said, "You may not have to worry about deporting me. I just might self-deport myself." If she self-deport herself, she's leaving behind her daughter.
Hmm.
So it just shows that Jasmine doesn't give a shit about anybody but herself.
She don't. She don't.
Really, really sad. Really, really sad.
Hmm.
So, I'm trying to think. So we had the beginning with Jasmine and Matt, and what do you think about the whole expiration date?
I see Matt's point. Now here, to an extent, they don't have to get married right now.
Exactly.
They don't have to get married right now. But I see where Matt is feeling after a year of doing this that he still feels like they're really not committed despite having a baby. I
Right.
think like Matt wants just some kind of commitment. Like I said, we don't have to be married now. She still has to get divorced, fully divorced from Gina, and that's going to take whoever how long and everything. And they don't want to see each other. But Matt feels like that. Okay, he was a joy on the ride for a while, but then after the baby was born and him developing more feelings,
Right.
after hearing what the guys said about it with the expiration date, I'm thinking he's now thinking, you know what? Yeah, like we need to have some kind of commitment. We just had a baby together and everything. So
Exactly.
what are we doing?
What are we doing here? And I actually agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the first time I was like, no, Matt, put your foot down.
Mm-hmm.
You can't let Jasmine think you're going to be waiting around forever.
Right.
So I like that he was like, something? The guys are right. I need to, put an expiration date on this.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Jasmine takes it as the worst news in the world. Her whole world is going to come crumbling down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what did you expect this man just to wait around for 21 years and then, bye? Like, I don't know. I don't know. So, let's see. We have the Florida 3 Noga. Let's talk about Noga for a little bit.
No guy.
Good
Or
old Noga.
or as Andre put puts it points her out, Doga.
Noga. Andre, there's times that Andre cracks me up, and
Hmm.
there's times that Andre makes me cringe. And I'm sorry, this part 4, I was cringing more than
Me
laughing.
too. Me too. I cannot stand Andre.
Yeah,
He really is disrespectful. He really is controlling.
yes, he
He
is.
really thinks he's like really high and mighty and everything. I don't understand his aggression all the time. Why is he so? And everybody likes to pull the Eastern European culture thing all the time and everything. No, you're just that kind of a person because Alexi's Eastern European, and
Yes,
he ain't like that
he doesn't act like that. No,
and everything.
no.
But I couldn't throughout this whole season with Andre and everything. And when Noga came out, she was a lot more. She was ready. She was actually being civil. She was ready to be civil. She didn't yell. She didn't scream like she did at the housewarming party. She was ready to have a conversation. But no, Elizabeth and Andre were ready to go head first at her and everything.
Um, I was trying to get to Venus's. I just lost Venus's comment. Venus said that she was annoyed that Sean didn't ring him in,
Hmm.
which is very true, but not surprising from Sean either.
Hmm.
And Toasty says last episode, Libby cried to Lauren that they can't keep friends. If her and Andre played nice, then they have friends.
Exactly.
Very true.
Exactly.
With your husband being so aggressive,
Hmm.
it's kind of hard to keep friends like that.
And then now they're talking. Last week, Elizabeth mentioned that her and Andre were talking about divorce, possibly,
Yes.
and I think that was BS in my opinion. I don't think they're not going to get divorced.
They're not,
But the
they're not going anywhere, those two.
but the Moldova thing,
Yeah.
and I guess he said he recovered that money. But what they do? But Elizabeth don't want to move to Moldova, and
Right.
he keeps saying, "Well, we going with or without you." The ultimatum, everything. And Elizabeth is dead set that she says she is not moving to Moldova, and that's it.
Nope. And that's it. And what
And
she says goes.
I
Because
would, Andre, I wear the pins in this relationship and everything. And she was like, "Go wear in Moldova."
go wear him in Moldova.
That part was funny.
That part was funny. That part was funny. Yes. Sean should be ashamed for allowing Andre to be so disrespectful and mean.
Hmm.
I mean, I know I curse a lot, but every other word out of his mouth was bleeped. It's like, okay. Do we think, okay, here's a good question. Do we think that since Libby's father passed away and the rest of her family doesn't talk to her, that she will move to Moldova?
Um, I don't think she's moving to Moldova. But when I found out that Chuck passed, one thing I was concerned about. Now, I don't like Andre, but I also am not a fan of Libby's siblings either, and
Right.
everything. I just hope like I made like a little like when I covered that, I made a thing. I said that I hope that low key, like if let's just say that they get invited for another season and they talk about grieving from Chuck's passing. I hope like the siblings like don't like start bullying Andre more like they did that one season a lot and everything. And again, I'm not team Andre, but I'm
Right.
also not team Elizabeth's siblings either. I do think they're very, very, very rude and everything. So I just hope that they're like as going through the grieving process that they're hopefully start talking again at least.
Right. Yeah, I don't see Moldova happening.
Me,
I really don't.
me either.
Mm-mm. And if Andre keeps pushing it, he could go wear the pants in Moldova.
Hmm.
Yes, Andre needs her, but he won't admit it. He will never admit it.
Yeah.
No, Andre needs anybody? No, he would never admit it. Okay, so that was basically the end with Noga and Andre going after Noga.
Hmm.
Elizabeth basically having a panic attack. And I love how Andre sent Julia
Leah to go check on her.
to go check on her so he could continue arguing with Noga.
And Elizabeth confused me in that moment because she was upset with Andre because Kara had said that, the way Andre speaks to people is rough and everything. And she said
Huh?
Kara has a point, and she got up and left. But then she's telling Julia, but then nobody wants to see their husband get disrespected. So she came back on stage and demanded an apology from Noga, like just came at Noga that strong. And Noga said when she came out, I don't have nothing against Elizabeth. But I mean, and I will give Elizabeth credit. She is ride or die for her husband, and that's great. Out of
Yes.
I'll give her that. But sometimes you gotta know when right is right at this point, though.
Right. Right. Yes, no more Florida 3.
Yeah,
Yes,
God.
please, no more Florida 3. Very low class to exploit the death of her father.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and yes, Toasty, I agree. It didn't look like a panic attack to me. I think she just had to stop herself from losing her temper entirely.
Mm-hmm.
I think she just needed a moment before she lost her shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to think. Okay, so after the whole Noga, Doga, Andre, that whole after that, they basically went back to the house.
Mm-hmm. And Lorna Lexi packed up early again. they
And
were
they're like,
like,
I'm out of here.
they had enough of this.
I don't blame them though. I
Me
wouldn't
either.
want to stay
Me,
another night in that house. No,
me.
catch me the latest flight out of JFK. I am going home.
Mm-hmm.
Book me a flight out of Newark. I'm going home. That's it. I'm done with these people. Okay. I don't care if it's the midnight flight out of Newark. Get me home. Yeah, they were out of there. Oh, and Kara were her mind games with Guillermo. What do you see when you look into his face, Kara? First of all, what kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? And then Kara starts crying, and I'm like,
she does keep giving him mixed signals because I remember in the first part when he touched her shoulder, she's like, "Don't touch me, don't touch my shoulder," and everything. And then she then on the second part when they were doing their little truth or dare game, she let him dance and everything.
yeah,
And
I know. And then the whole karaoke where she's all like,
mhm.
yes,
and even when they're talking, and then even when they're talking to her son, and their son, when both of them are talking to their son, and you
yeah,
just think that, uh,
I
I
know.
it's sad. I said the whole season with Carrie and Guillermo, the whole storyline, the whole situation is just sad.
It is sad. It is sad, and it's a setup for last resort.
Mhm.
And yes, they barely mentioned the $75,000 Andre lost. What happened to probing about that? I mean,
Mhm.
it got like one little 5 minute segment, and then it was gone.
Mhm.
And like I said, they kept concentrating on the group drama when there was individual drama
Right.
that was barely mentioned.
Mhm.
We all know that Sean never asked the questions that we want her to ask anyway.
Mhm.
I'm like screaming at the TV half the time, like,
One
Sean, are you kidding me?
one thing. Here's what I noticed with Sean Robinson. I love Sean Robinson, and I do think she does a great job and everything. But what I do know, here's the thing. I studied journalism in college, so I know like behind the scenes, like what she has to do and everything. A lot of the questions asked, like, are not so much her questions, but our producer asked, and she has to like as a broadcast journalist, she has to like maintain like professionalism, and some questions are produced, some are not. I do notice that she goes into like will carry on a question with a question on
Yes,
certain things, but most of it is producer questions that she has to read from the card, basically. But I do think that Sean, I love how she really carries herself with class and everything, and we give her a hard time for certain things, but I do think that she does a phenomenal job with hosting the tell-all.
she's basically a narrator. Yeah,
Hmm.
reading off the questions
Hmm.
parts, basically. Yeah, I mean, to me, she could have so much potential, but
Hmm.
like I said, because there are producer questions that she has to read,
Hmm.
that potential isn't reached.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of falls flat every time.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think about the whole Gino, Jasmine's underwear, and that whole disgusting scene?
Disgusting. Disgusting.
No need for it.
Mm,
Another unnecessary.
it didn't need to see it.
Hmm.
And I need to see it. I'm just so drained with the whole Gino, Jasmine, Matt saga. I'm just drained from it.
Like Yara said, I'm so tired of hearing about Gino and Jasmine.
We all are.
Shut
We
the
all.
fuck up.
Yes, I agree.
That was
100%
another
with that.
highlight. That
Yeah,
was about, yeah, when Yara just
I
yelled.
agree 100%. I'm just over. We're over it. Like you, just losing patience with it. Now, because at this point now, I don't even care.
Right.
I don't even care at this point.
I know. At this point, it's just like, please,
Just go away.
enough, enough, just go away. Like
Hmm.
we've had enough. Just go away. So now at the end of the episode, Gino and Jasmine have this deep conversation where Jasmine says, I've never loved anybody. I will never love anybody like I love you, Gino. And Matt's standing there, like,
So I didn't know this. They brought this up. I did not know her ex Dane moved to America.
I didn't know that either. I have no clue that he was in New York.
I had no
That
idea.
was quite a plot twist,
That's
right?
a big plot twist. I don't.
Okay.
And clear now, Mac, the boys and Mac can say, "Oh, it's question. I'll get a paternity test." Clearly, Matilda is Matt's.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't read too much into that, but I was just more intrigued to know that Dane is actually in New York and that Jasmine has snuck off to New York a couple times. Hmm.
Yeah. And she's still going off to New York. She recently went on a trip to New York, but
Mm.
but she took the baby with her. Not
Uh,
Matt, but she took the baby.
Wow.
So yeah. Yes. Where she told Gino she never wanted to be with Matt.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Saw
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Matt's just like, and then he's like, Gina, can you please take her back?
I know.
Forgive her. Can you forgive her and take her back, please? And she's like, shut up. I'm not a property.
Do you want to share her? Do you want to share visitation? I'm like, oh Matt.
Matt with the snarky comments.
Yeah. And I just want to say I'm pretty impressed that he was able to pour out the man tears. I mean,
Hmm.
this is technically his first season.
Hmm.
Those man tears were right on point,
They were.
So
They were. That's the first time. That's the first time I ever seen Matt get emotional, and I felt bad because at this point he's drained from Jasmine too.
like you said, he's getting a piece of what Gino had to deal with.
Hmm.
Now he's seen what Gino had to deal with, and he's like, you know something? No wonder why he didn't want to have sex with her.
And I wouldn't be surprised in the near future that Matt and Gina do become friends.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of like what happened with Colt and Eric.
Yes, and Denise, I agree. But by the end of this, Matt's going to be begging for Gino to take her back. Come on, bro, please. Yeah. So I don't know when Jasmine's going to realize that maybe she's the problem.
Who's kind of a problem that no 90-day cast member ever calls out, but they get online? Darcy.
Yeah.
I every season that we've seen Darcy, from her time with Jesse, to Tom, to Georgie, everybody always says poor Darcy. Oh, those guys are terrible and everything. But when is Darcy and Stacy going to take accountability for their behavior and their immaturity at their age and everything? Because Georgie and Florian are also drained out from them.
Oh yes, they are dead-eyed, the both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They are drained beyond all belief. And yes, Mrs. Futterbuttle, I would love to see Matt's twin brother, but I don't think we're going to see him because he's kind of like the black sheep of the family, allegedly. So I don't know. Matt may have to cut her out of the bedroom as well. Yes, I'm telling you, Matt's going to stop. And then she can't blame it on his age or
Mm-hmm.
his lack of working equipment or anything else that she's to blame.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe she'll finally realize if Matt stops giving it to her,
Mm-hmm.
that she's the problem.
And you know this because when Gina and Jasmine were always fighting, she always would bring up Dane and saying, "Oh, Dane's better than Gina." And then now with Matt, "Oh, Gina would have never done this and everything." She keeps bringing up her exes to these men all the
Yes,
time.
I know. And Nathan, there would be hell to pay if the roles were reversed. If
Mm-hmm.
kept bringing up his ex Lindsay, for example, or
Mm-hmm.
Jane would bring up an ex, oh, forget it. Jasmine would lose her fucking mind.
Right. I swear, I told you this. Jasmine is making me miss Angela.
Right? Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes she's making me miss Angela.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. I know. I'm trying to think, was there anything else that we missed?
I think that was about it.
Right?
Everybody said their goodbyes. Brandon and Julia said that they're gonna get baby prepared. Make sure Betty gets her boundaries.
I know. They're gonna
uh,
have to set up a barbed wire fence for Betty to get back.
mhm. Jovi and Yara, they said they'll have that conversation about the divorce thing.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. Andre and Jovi, for part one, when Jovi smacked that drink out of his hand and Andre got in his face and everything, and then they're buddy the whole thing. Jovi and Andre, I would not. I know Jovi likes to drink, and I'd be getting him in trouble too much. But Andre is not, or neither one of them are the type of people that you want to tell personal things to, because they will blab it out, like on this kind of platform and stuff and everything that is supposed to be set in private. I wouldn't trust. I hope that they both realize don't trust each other to tell personal things like that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I would hope so after that. Because Andre totally threw Jovi under the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, well, what about you saying you wanted to divorce Yara?
Mm-hmm. Did you go to a divorce lawyer?
Yeah, I know. What happened to bro code? I don't know. Just throwing each other under the bus too much.
But I did like how Yara said that she really does want to fight. She told Jasmine that she does want to fight for her marriage and everything. And Jasmine asked her, like, would you still want to be with Jovi even if you didn't have Mila? And she said, yeah, because for when we first met Jovi and Yara, I wasn't a fan of Yara, and mostly Yara at first,
Right.
because at first she always complained about every little thing, and then like she always be like, "I hate you, Jovi. I've been miserable in this country for years. I'm taking me and Miley back to Ukraine." She always did that a lot more.
Yes.
Always said so. When she says like, "I hate you," like to your husband,
Yeah, that's kind of mean. Yeah, that's. And Venus says Jovi runs his mouth when he drinks, and he always drinks. Yep, that's true.
he does.
Very true. Very, very true. All codes are off at the tell-all. Yeah, it seems that way, right? Any code you had walking into the tell-all, it is out the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're gonna be thrown to the wolves. So I'm just glad that the season of Happily Ever After is finally here.
It's done. And we got
And now we have B90.
That's my favorite spinoff.
Starting on Sunday. So we're going to see a whole bunch of new Hot Mess Expresses. Mm-hmm. One familiar face from Hunt for Love, Elise.
Yeah.
With a new dude.
Mm-hmm.
Who's kind of hot. I got to say, he is kind of hot. And, and a bunch of new Hot Mess Express couples. I'm interested in the virgins.
I'm interested. There's two couples I'm interested in. One, we have a older lady named Lisa traveling to Nigeria.
Yes.
For a young guy. Does that sound familiar?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes,
and we have a girl going to Morocco to be with a guy named Ziad. Does that sound familiar too?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it does. But Nathan, we have to have hope. Okay, we have to have hope.
Gotta have hope.
Gotta have faith. Okay, until we get into the second episode and we're like, oh God, it's the same crap all over again.
But I
Right?
tell you,
Isn't it always that we watch the first episode and then we
mm,
get into the second one and we're like, oh shit.
mm. But I cannot wait for this season of B90 because, like I said, this is my favorite spinoff. New couples, fresh faces, new crazy storylines.
Yep. Yep.
No more Gino and Jasmine. No more Elizabeth and Andre.
I know. I
I
know.
think we're safe from them for a while.
Yes, we are. Even though I hear Gino's going to be on Single Life,
I can live with that. I can live with that.
I can live with that too. I can definitely live with that. So, I guess that's it.
That's it. It's done. It's done finally.
Thank you so much, Nathan, for joining me.
Thank you so much.
Everybody in the live chat. If you guys don't subscribe to him, you better subscribe to him because I'm telling you to. And thank you, Nathan, again.
Thank
And
you so much, Mary. I really
we'll
appreciate
get together for B90 and talk about the hot messes. Okay.
it. We will.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Everyone.